Good evening. Welcome to a special Maritimes edition of CBC News. We begin on Prince Edward Island, where a woman with a connective tissue disorder is trying to raise awareness of the disease, which affects her daily life. She lived with pain for decades before finding the cause. The CBC's Taylor O'Brien spoke with her about navigating Ehlers-Danlos syndrome without a specialist.
This is one of the positions Christine Gordon-Manley will sit in to feel comfortable when working, but it's not long before she has to switch to a new one. That's because it's believed she has a condition known as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and she wants more people to know what it's like to live with a disorder.
It presents so differently, and there's no test. There's no blood test, there's no x-ray. I've had them all. There's no MRI, there's no imaging that you can do. So it's a series of patterns that they're looking for.
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is caused by genetic changes that affect connective tissue. For decades, Gordon-Manley experienced pain in different parts of her body. And then 2 years ago, she finally went to a pain specialist who concluded she likely has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
You get relief, like I know what's wrong. I have not been imagining this my entire life.
Gordon-Manley says she deals with many symptoms, like hypermobility and difficulty sleeping. So she has a lot of comfort and pain management tools to help, such as wrist braces and finger splints. PEI does not have a specialist for complex connective tissue disorders like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So Gordon-Manley has not been officially diagnosed with the disorder. And she says trying to deal with her symptoms without a specialist can be frustrating.
We are then at the mercy of, well, let's look at other pain conditions and let's see if the things that help those people are going to help you. And you become kind of a detective or a science experiment in that way.
In a statement, Health PEI says some supports and services are available within PEI, including primary care as well as pain and symptom management. And patients may be referred to a connective tissue disease clinic in Halifax. Taylor O'Brien, CBC News, Cornwall.
Fredericton firefighters are preparing for the possibility that wildfires reach homes in the city's outskirts. Crews took part in a training session aimed at techniques for defending homes against wildfires when there's no nearby municipal water line.
Okay, so we've come around this side of the house, starting from the top. Embers are going to collect anywhere that you, like any of these ember traps, like the valley here on the house.
Make sure the windows are closed.
Absolutely, so yeah, make sure the windows are closed. But we also have a lot of hardwood down in here, which is going to keep the fire on the surface fuels. If that's as the base of the fire, that can hold a lot of heat. And then with wind, you see these tightly packed horizontal fuels here in the conifers. That can absolutely flare up, and then we get a high flame height and embers potentially showering on the structures.
Typically firefighters, we want to lay our supply line, catch a hydrant, and then put the fire out, right? But with working in the wildland interface, we've got to triage properties. Oftentimes there's not water sources nearby, so we have to utilize the equipment we have on our Type 1, Type 2 rigs that you see in the background here. We have to utilize those with limited water supply to address smaller issues. So basically we're taking career, not necessarily career departments, but also we do volunteer departments with respect to structural firefighters and giving them the tools to operate in the wildland interface. So this is not wildland firefighter training. This is taking structural firefighters and just giving them the tools in their toolbox to be able to respond to the wildland interface.
Just looking for things as we go. Look, I typically work from the top down, top of the house, looking down, and then looking at the fuels and the yard and out. So let's go around the first corner here.
Certainly some simple things are exposures to the wooded area, like having that distance of at least 100 feet or more from your house, and then having any combustibles that are around your house away from your house. So there's a number of things. I believe if you look online and under FireSmart, there's a number of considerations in that would help homeowners. Even if you look at the level of moisture in the woods right now, it's quite low for this time of year. So, you know, everybody doesn't like to have a rainy weekend, but we certainly need a lot of rain right now.
And Jay Scotland is here with a look at the weather. And boy, oh boy, what a nice long weekend.
Yeah, that was almost perfect. A few little blemishes here or there. I think the biggest blemish was just the amount of yard work I had to get caught up on. So hopefully folks took full advantage of the nice weather, because we do have some wet weather on the way. So if you managed to get some fertilizer, some grass seed down, maybe did some gardening, you'll be looking forward to some beneficial rain. But that could come with some rumbles of thunder. That chance actually starts tonight as we look to mainly northern parts of New Brunswick. You could see a few rumbles of thunder. And then as we work into the afternoon tomorrow, you can see some convective showers by late afternoon making its way south towards the Fredericton area. Prince Edward Island, some morning showers into the afternoon. Some locally heavier downpours possible. This may come with a rumble of thunder. Better chance back into New Brunswick, and the chance for late afternoon and evening showers across much of Nova Scotia as well. Mainly northern areas earlier in the day, but working its way by late afternoon into the evening further south for folks across the HRM as well. So we'll start in New Brunswick, what you can expect over the next 24 hours into your Tuesday morning. Mix of sun and cloud, increasing cloud with unsettled conditions, humid and hot, which means a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon, settling down in the evening. We'll put that chance of afternoon showers in for much of Nova Scotia, maybe a little earlier for northern areas. Can't rule out a rumble of thunder. It's just less of a chance for NS as well as PEI, where we will look for morning and afternoon showers and a slight chance for a rumble of thunder and a locally heavy downpour. But I think really that heat and humidity more so increasing that possibility for folks in New Brunswick. Okay?
All right, good to know. Thanks for that, Jay. Well, the mural capital of Atlantic Canada is getting a facelift. Artists from across the country are coming to Sussex, New Brunswick to replace its famous murals with new work. Have a look.
We're the mural capital of Atlantic Canada, but with that comes aging infrastructure. So unfortunately, a lot of our murals were installed at the exact same time. So what we've now found is that they are in need of replacement and repairs. At this point, unfortunately, they're at a point where we can't just touch them up. They do require new art or to be removed. The murals were all created as a history of Sussex, so they do depict historic events that have happened within the town. However, as time has gone by, we've really wanted to move towards art for art's sake. It's getting people talking, and I think that's what art's supposed to do, is to have you discuss and talk about what you see and how you feel.
I looked at all the murals that they have in their rich portfolio they have here, you know, sort of traditional, folky, history-based, right? And so I wanted to put like a contemporary spin on that, as opposed to just like doing whatever I wanted. What I wanted was to leave a landmark and a piece here in Sussex that the community can vibe off of. We didn't want to emulate what was here, but sort of push that into our sort of printed, illustrated kind of style that we have going on here.
The concept is I pass my neighbor on the bike ride home, or I see my neighbor on the bike ride home, and it's all about moments that feel nostalgic and familiar related to bikes. There's two boys on the bike right there, and I got their photo like 2 days ago. They were biking by, and I said, "Do you guys want to be on my mural?" And they were, about it. So they were doing wheelies for me, and it was really cute.
How fun for those kids who are gonna bike past this mural.
Yeah. Imagine they grow up one day and they're able to see that there. I think that would be really cool.
Public art is incredibly important. Some of these things just shouldn't last forever. We shouldn't be, shy to paint a wall or to paint a game on a sidewalk and experience places different. It's just paint.
Even when I'm painting these things, I don't expect them to last forever. And once I leave the wall, it's not my piece, So that's what public art is. One of the best things about public art is that it's such a documentation of the time we're in. It's beautiful how things get to age and change like that.
So what we've now done is we are putting them on a 5 to 7 year cycle. So what it will allow us to do is to stop it getting to a point where the murals themselves have deteriorated, the infrastructure behind them. We're now working on a aluminum mural board, so it can last up to 25, 30 years, much better than the old concrete mural boards that had been there before. What it also allows us to do is every 5 to 7 years in Sussex, or every year, you're going to start to see new art, and it gives people a new reason to come and see the murals in Sussex, because there will always be, on a regular cycle, something new.
Yeah. A long-standing Halifax staple is having a milestone birthday this year. It's been around long enough that its owners were once customers. 2 generations can see its influences on the landscapes of Halifax and Dartmouth. The CBC's Alex Guy looks back at the history of pro skates.
Skateboarding, a community on the fringe in the 80s and 90s when skate parks in Halifax looked like this. But that began to change when indoor skate parks landed around the new millennium, and new outdoor parks were carved into parts of Halifax and Dartmouth. And today, there's the Hub that prides itself on being an inclusive space. And one local shop that's been there through it all, Pro Skates.
It's unheard of for any kind of store to be around for 40 years.
Not a lot of other skate shops around Canada or the world can say that.
To tell its 40-year history, we have to start at its original location. Back in '86, the shop opened in a smaller space above where Godet Optical is now. The original owners, Jim Bauer and Steve Craig, sold skateboards because it's what their kids were into at the time, and there were no other shops like it. They even had to order them all the way from California, where skateboarding had originated decades before.
Very small. Open Thursday night, Friday nights, and Saturdays. And then when I started working there is when they needed actual staff because they expanded to the living room.
Soon they expanded into selling snowboards, and business was picking up.
Every time they moved, it was like upstairs and in a bedroom, in the living room, then all of upstairs, then downstairs, then Barrington Street, then Blower Street, and then back to Quinpool. Every time getting a little bigger.
Now taking more of a backseat role, John Swinemer is one of the co-owners, and he's been with the shop since the 90s.
We've seen little kids start at 5 and 6, and they're teenagers and in their 20s, and some of them are even bringing their kids in now. And that's been awesome to see 2 generations and even 3 generations sometimes.
Many of the staff at Pro Skates started off as customers, a reflection of how intertwined the business has been with the community. Like Nick Moore, who fatefully walked into the store in the 90s when it was on Barrington Street while his mother was getting a haircut nearby.
I was just lucky enough to have a couple friends that were into skateboarding, and of course within Nova Scotia we don't have a lot of skateboard shops. The culture was really small at the time. There weren't a lot of parks, so I was just led to the store just through word of mouth.
Over the years, Pro Skates has supported the community outside its doors, including advocating for new spaces around the Halifax municipality.
It really shows how much the community loves them and just how they support the community, and in turn the community really tries to keep them going as well.
I find that pretty crazy, but I believe that they could stay open this long.
The co-owners say it's hard to believe they've reached this milestone. Nostalgia is not in short supply.
These are all just really old skateboards that have been around for a long time. Some of them belong to some of us, some of them belong to other people that just drop them off so they live in a museum.
It kind of makes us proud to have helped families raise their kids, and like Nick, we remember him coming in the store when he was a little guy and his mom and dad stopping in to pick stuff up, and it's cool to see that.
I've seen so many kids coming up, and a lot of people stick with it.
With those 40 years comes a lot of different people, a lot of different generations, and you're lucky to overlap those generations and to meet new people and to look up to those people.
Today, a lot of those people can be seen in videos like these. Every ollie, grind, or kickflip memorialized through fisheye lenses and high 8 tapes.
Before the internet, of course, a lot of these gentlemen were making their own videos. So getting your hands on those, learning those names, seeing those people at the shop, that's where you create your friendship.
Many of these memories will be in the upcoming Halifax Skate Archives, a multimedia catalog supported in part by Pro Skates. Alex Guy, CBC News, Halifax.
Beautiful there at Peggy's Cove. Jay will be back next with the full weather forecast. We'll see you in just a few minutes. And Jay is back with his full weather forecast. So Jay, folks probably did some planting on the weekend and now they can have some free watering.
Yeah, we have some wet weather on the way. It'll be more sporadic, and for folks in New Brunswick, some heavier downpours, a real possibility with that higher risk of seeing some thunderstorms developing both tonight for northern areas and then working its way south tomorrow. This is an approaching warm front that will see warmer temperatures over the next couple of days as well across the Maritimes. Cold front will arrive as we look into late Wednesday. Really drops those temperatures for Thursday, but it wasn't too bad today after some warmer temperatures yesterday. The holiday Monday was still pretty nice into New Brunswick. Temperatures were into the high teens to low 20s. Similar if you were away from the coast for much of mainland Nova Scotia. A little cooler up into Cape Breton and PEI. A little on the cool side as well. Should be around 15 for a daytime high, seasonal average. Very close to that mark, though. Lots of sunshine, no complaints. It was just Sunday and Saturday, of course, with even warmer temperatures for folks across the island. So as we take a look at the overall satellite and the radar picture, we have been watching for some clouds that have been increasing. We will keep that increasing cloud into the mix through the evening hours, and that sees with it that chance for some showers and thunderstorms developing likely towards or after midnight for northern New Brunswick. That's just ahead of that approaching warm front. As we look to Edmundston, Campbellton, east towards Bathurst, Miramichi tonight, you do have that chance for showers, isolated thunderstorms. As we look to tomorrow morning, starting out with a mix of sun and cloud for southern New Brunswick, I do not expect it to be this cloudy for mainland Nova Scotia. Coastal areas, good chance for some fog patches, but for the most part, we'll see breaks of sunshine through the morning. Wet weather possible across PEI, east to Cape Breton, but it's into the afternoon as that warm front moves across the region. We see that shower chance building further south. You'll see a brisk east to southeast wind north of the warm front, warmer southerly wind south of the warm front, and we are looking at that risk along that boundary, along that warm front for maybe some late afternoon, early evening thunderstorms. Highest chance into New Brunswick. As we work into Wednesday, starting out the day across Nova Scotia, not too bad. Some showers already bubbling up in New Brunswick. Cold front will be approaching from west to east, and that'll bring with it some showers, isolated thunderstorms, and then cooler air building in behind it. And watch for that strong wind to develop on Wednesday late in the day as that wet weather moves back in for the eastern Maritimes as well. So let's take a look at what we can expect through the overnight hours tonight across the region. We will be watching for temperatures to be very near the double-digit mark, dipping into the single digits, 8, 9, as we look through the overnight temperatures. And partly cloudy, but a good chance for some coastal fog patches to develop across much of Nova Scotia, up towards the hub into Truro, east through New Glasgow and into Cape Breton. You do have that chance of showers developing overnight. We'll keep that shower chance in after midnight for folks across Prince Edward Island, as well as more northern and eastern areas into New Brunswick. And it's really up into northern New Brunswick we see that higher possibility after midnight tonight for a few thunderstorms to develop. So do keep an ear to the sky and don't fall asleep with the window open as we look to northern parts of New Brunswick tonight. As we take a look at our regional forecast for tomorrow for your Tuesday, we'll keep that thunderstorm risk in, working its way to the south as we look through the afternoon. So late morning, early afternoon, showers possible into the Fredericton area. By late afternoon, some rumbles of thunder will be possible as well from more southern areas. We'll be a little cooler, which curbs that risk for folks towards the Fundy Coast. We'll keep the chance of showers in likely late afternoon as we look across much of mainland Nova Scotia, possibly into the morning hours further east as we look to Cape Breton. We'll keep that afternoon chance of showers in for you as well. And as we look to Charlottetown and across Prince Edward Island, starting out with some morning showers, then a few peaks of sunshine, and then watch as that warm front moves in for the chance of showers. Slight isolated thunderstorm chance to develop into the late afternoon as well. Looking ahead to Wednesday, yeah, we've got some real heat on the way. That warm front will have moved north, opening the door for hot and humid air to build in. Could be over 30. That's not the humidex. That's the actual temperature into Fredericton on Wednesday. Likely a little earlier in the day as that cold front will be approaching. That'll produce a fairly gusty south to southwest wind before that front does pass, though. We'll see those warmer temperatures near 30 into much of mainland Nova Scotia, up in the mid to high 20s across PEI as well. And then the cold front moves through, and this is going to feel cool, but it's actually close to seasonal. A little bit below that mark, at 12 degrees in Charlottetown. Much cooler, but sunny conditions back into New Brunswick, and cooler, drier air means very comfortable. It will feel cool, but that is comfortable, and very sunny conditions returning as we look to your Thursday across Nova Scotia as well.
All right, bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay. And we're back after this. Welcome back. The Summerside Western Capitals fell just short of winning the Centennial Cup on home soil. The tournament features some of the top Junior A hockey players in Canada. Manitoba's Niverville Nighthawks beat the Capitals 4-1 in front of a sellout crowd in Summerside Sunday night. The Caps trailed by 1 goal going into the third period, but couldn't tie up the score. The team's president says the loss is tough, but it means a lot to play in the Centennial Cup at home.
Our goal was to win it. We hosted in 2013 and made it to the finals then too and lost a close game. So we're, a couple of silver medals and, we want to get over the top. It's a goal of ours and every year when we start and, we're disappointed with the outcome, but not disappointed with the effort and the way our players played.
The quest for the Cup started with 116 teams across 9 leagues. McKeever says the tournament was a great boost for the Summerside area economy. Well, after a rough start to spring, Nova Scotians have been making the most out of the May long weekend. On the Halifax waterfront, many businesses and small vendors are now open for the season. The CBC's Andrew Sampson stopped by to see how things are going.
Kids are so sweet. And they're so delighted. Like face painting is like magic to them, and they'll like look at their face and they go, oh, "It's been very busy." Yeah, I was here, Saturday and Sunday, and today. Yeah, everybody loves the waterfront, and I love being by the playground here because that's where the families gather. Plus the wave, the kids love to climb on the wave. So yeah, this is a good spot for us, and we've been here for many years. I think this weekend I did about 30 kids a day. I can do more, but I had a few lulls, and so the busiest days I do more, but that was a pretty busy day.
We opened on Friday, and it was a little quiet on Friday. The weather was cool and a little drizzle, and there was no looking back after Friday. It was our best opening weekend that we've ever had. Everyone came down, from grandparents to parents. I've seen parents in here and running into their 19, 20-year-old kids down here. We have a really good mix of guests that come in. So there's been a few tourists that have been in. So that's good to see. I know I felt bad for some of the tourists that came in April. They come off a cruise ship and walking along here, and there's nothing open. The weather's been miserable, but it seems like that's hopefully behind us.
It's great. I mean, we were super lucky with the weather. That's kind of the thing that really affects our sales the most. So super happy that got some nice sun and a good amount of wind to go sailing.
Fabulous weekend. That is it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.